So cards on the table, this is my second time recording the first half of this. I'm not thrilled about that, but hey, we're ironing out the kinks. What's going on, y'all? Pope Reddit Bronson here. I'll be honest, it's really freaking hot, and I'm gonna try not to spend as long the second time doing this as I did the first, since I cut way more fans to record this. But hello, welcome to PBB Unscripted. It's been a long time since I made one of these. A lot of you might not remember what this is. Well, it's pretty straightforward. Basically, I try to do one of these every month, but I spend the first half kind of talking about what's been on my mind, things I feel like I need to update you guys on, things that I kind of want to rant about that I don't feel like I can make a whole video out of, and then the second half is a Q&A session. Y'all are usually pretty good at sending in some wacky, if not thought-provoking, on occasion, questions, and I like to answer those. I think it's fun. So not a whole lot to talk about in the first half of this. I guess first I wanted to address a potential elephant in the room. Those of you who are looking at the channel might notice that it's looking a little bit more barren than it used to. That's because I privated a lot of my videos. Let me explain why. To make a long story short, I wasn't, very happy with a lot of my old content. I feel like I half-assed a lot of it, and I don't like to half-ass things. I like to go all-ass or no-ass. So mix that with the fact that I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want this channel to look like right now. You know, we're very much in the throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks phase. So I kind of figured that now was a good time to go scorched earth if I was going to. You know, all of that stuff's been privated, so I might bring it back at a later date. If there's anything that you guys particularly miss, I guess let me know. But I feel like all the stuff that people really liked from me was over on V. Brandon Brownson or V. Brandon Brownson Jr. The other big thing I wanted to talk about was in the last video, well, not the last video, but in the... Well, actually, let's talk about the last video real quick. My last video, the miasma. I'm very happy with that one. I kind of talk about some heavier topics, which is why I wanted to make sure that this video was a bit lighter. But it looks like YouTube's doing that thing where it's kind of suppressing the video because I say some heavier things. So I just wanted to mention that now. If you guys haven't checked that out, go ahead and check it out. That's a video I'm really proud of. But in the I think I want to make videos again video, I discussed that I never really completely went away. I've just been in the background, not as forward with what I've been doing, so I thought maybe I should do that. First and foremost, I've been putting out music this whole time. I'm pretty sure I'm about to release my 42nd album, and if everything goes the way it should, that should be out on June 28th. All the music that you're going to be hearing in the background in this video is from that, by the way. I'm also on 2 podcasts. I know, a white guy on a podcast. Picture that. That's a shitty fucking joke, but we're going to keep it in. The first one is a actual playcast using Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition by Green Ronin Publishing. It is called Masks and Mayhem. I've been on that for a couple years now, and it has been one of my favorite things I've ever done creatively. I play the aging vigilante Proc Balea, aka Laserhawk, and a lot of what I try to explore with that character, you know, my first season with him, he was very much like the 80s action hero trope, and after that season I wanted to kind of explore what that character looks like when the movie's over, you know? Kind of what the next stage of their life would look like, and I'm very proud of the work that I've done there. Beyond just that, RC, he's the host over there, he has let me in with a lot of the world building. I've become very much a part of that, which has been great. Me and my friend Deimos have been creating our own superhero universe for a very long time. I've been working on my own stuff since I was in high school. He's been doing the same. We kind of combined our stuff. And now getting to present a lot of that on the Mayhem cast, you know, it's fantastic getting to see a lot of those ideas come to life. So if you guys have any interest in superheroes or tabletop gaming, or you just are interested in a good story, definitely check out Masks and Mayhem. The other one, if you've been into the kind of videos I've been doing lately, I feel like you really dig the other podcast I've been on, which is the Potato Pals Perspective. To take you back just a little bit, I used to be involved in wrestling at this place, the Michigan Wrestling Organization. Don't get it twisted, I was never a pro wrestler, I never did referee work, but beyond that I did pretty much everything there was to do. You know, I did commentary, and I was a manager, I did in-ring announce, I was the commissioner of the MWO for a little while. But the guy who was actually behind the scenes running it was Jason the Basher Klaus. Initially, I was a little bit intimidated at him. You know, he was my boss. But over time, we developed a really close friendship. Bash is genuinely one of my best friends. And you know, we come from very different places in life, but our friendship still works despite all that. We have some pretty good conversations. They're some of my favorite conversations I have with anyone. So we thought that maybe that would make a good podcast, and you know, so far I've been really enjoying it. The Potato Pals perspective is over on the PFC Entertainment Network. You can Google that, and it'll pop up a whole bunch of places. I'm trying to think what else I covered in the first version of this. I think this is about the point where I realized that my audio was scuffed in the first version. So I guess I had two ideas I wanted to run by you guys. Or I guess two different kinds of content I was thinking about making. I don't really know how to start this. Anyways, so obviously I've been making music for a very long time, and for a while I didn't really feel comfortable making videos about that. However, that is no longer the case, and I'm thinking about maybe making some videos of like me making some of the music that I do. I wouldn't go as far as to call it tutorial content, solely because I don't feel comfortable enough in my skills to be able to put out tutorial stuff. Like, I know what I'm doing, but I can't really explain what the hell I'm doing because I don't know the first thing about what I'm doing. I just know I can do it. Does that make sense? Anyways, I feel like that recipe would make for some really interesting videos, and that's something that I'm, like, very comfortable with. Something I'm less comfortable with than I thought also might be good, and something I'm a little less comfortable talking about because Nintendo is Nintendo. I've also been making a Pokemon fan game for a little while. Just a silly little thing. Very goofy, very memey, but it's something I've been working hard on. And I feel like a lot of my motivation for that has kind of gone by the wayside recently, so I thought maybe I could make some development videos for that. Again, not really tutorial stuff, but like updates of like progress, how everything's going. You know, I used to stream that quite a bit, maybe like actually record, first of all, get back to streaming, but record those streams, do it like compilation style. I don't know, just an idea. If either of those two ideas interest you, I guess let me know down there. But now, it's on for my favorite part of these videos, the Q&A section. As you guys are about to find out, I am pretty laissez-faire as far as the Q&A section goes. However, I don't answer everything that is pitched toward me. Right before we dive into the questions themselves, all of this month's questions come from SSBS Fanboy, who I just wanted to give a quick shout out to. SSBS Fanboy is one of those guys who it feels like has been with me forever, like since the beginning of this. And it's really cool to still see in the comment section, it's still really cool to see you leaving like a billion questions for these things. Just wanted to give him a quick shout out, but now, on to his questions. So it starts off with him asking me some wrestling questions, and I gotta be perfectly honest with you, homie. I have not been watching WWE, like, at all lately. I feel like the last time that I was super into WWE was back when there was, like, the NXT Black and Gold era. You know, they don't produce matches like that as often as they used to, and a lot of those guys aren't really there anymore. I apologize if you hear humming in the background. I'm really doing what I can with the audio in this video. I've heard that a lot of good things have been happening in WWE since the new Change of the Guard has happened, and I've been meaning to check it out for a while, but we're not quite there yet. I'm waiting for that thing that really hooks me. On the flip side, you do ask me my opinions on AEW. You say that you're personally not a fan, and like, look, I get it. AEW ain't what it used to be. AEW 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a lot better than what it is now. Usually though, if I'm watching pro wrestling, that's what I'm watching. I haven't watched a full AEW show in a very long time, but yeah, I still keep up with the clips. You know, if I hear that a match is particularly good, then I'll try to go out of my way to watch it. I don't know, I feel like Tony Khan has definitely spread himself too thin. He needs to bring on more people to help with the booking, more established people. Doesn't really feel like there's a long-term vision, someone to kind of help with that. I don't know, just some ideas. Push, Barry, Fire, Logan Paul, Baron Corbin, Bronson Reed. Well, I'm letting you know right now that I'm firing Logan Paul. Another huge chunk of the reason that I'm not watching a ton of WWE is because I still have not forgiven Logan Paul for that stupid video he filmed in Japan. I lost my monetization over that crap and I'm still salty. Between Baron Corbin and Bronson Reed, I don't know. Bronson Reed seems fresher. Seems like there's a lot more gas in the tank with him, so I guess we're gonna push him and we're gonna bury Baron Corbin, because what are you gonna do with him that you haven't already done? Are you gonna grow your beard out like Bray Wyatt? Dude, if I could, then I would. I'm gonna answer a little out of order here. What did you think about the Fiend character that Bray Wyatt portrayed? That was probably the last WWE thing that really sunk its teeth into me. I thought that the Fiend, the Firefly Funhouse, all of that was so much fun. It was such a breath of fresh air. And it was one of the few things I feel really took advantage of like that pandemic era of wrestling. I'm asked about how I felt about the passing of Bray Wyatt. I can't remember exactly where I was when I got the news. I remember that the moment where it really sunk in was when I watched the clip of Booker T getting the news while he was live on a radio show or whatever. I don't know, man, it was a huge bummer. Bray Wyatt was one of those guys who, even when I wasn't really paying attention to wrestling, I was tuned into what he was doing. I felt like he was a phenomenal character, a phenomenal storyteller. I would have loved to have seen what he could do outside of the WWE machine, like working the indies, like TNA or something like that. Have you played Smash Ultimate yet? I don't know if there's very many people on the planet who haven't played Smash Ultimate. I quite enjoy that game. Who's your main? Who's your secondary? I'll be honest, I'm only really good with two characters. In order, Donkey Kong and Kirby. I feel like that's just because I've had years and years and years to master them. Thoughts on Sora getting in? Should have been Gino, Rageface. Look man, I would have loved to have seen Gino get into the game. I feel like if there's another Smash game, then Gino has a pretty good chance of getting into that with the Super Mario RPG reboot. Sora wouldn't have been the character that I picked, but I get it, and you know what? My friends who are Kingdom Hearts fans were so stoked about that I couldn't really poo-poo on it, you know? Who would you want to get into the next Smash game, if it gets made? I mean, I definitely feel like one will be made. It might not be Sakurai at the helm, which is going to be really weird, but one will be made. I'll give one that I think is realistic, and one that I would just love to see. The realistic one, I'm not even joking, Waluigi. I'm not the first person who's gonna say this, but I think that Waluigi would be a really good representative for like all of the Mario sports games. His moveset writes itself even though he's never had his own game. As far as one just for me, I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun with the Isabella Doomguy stuff. I would love to see Doomguy make it in Smash. What other games have you been or are currently playing? The big one is Project Zomboids. I've been messing around a little bit with Stardew Valley, the new update. The big one I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for the Fallout 4 script extended to come out, or the new update for that to come out, so I can start like modding Fallout 4 again. I miss doing that. I don't know, I've been meaning to do a lot more gaming than I have been, especially since I had this badass new gaming computer, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. When do you think Switch 2 is coming out? I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be called the Switch 2. Listen to a video, some music I made, please give it a quick review on your video. It doesn't look like you shot it to me yet. I can't promise that I'll do it in a video, but yeah, dude, shoot it to me, I'll let you know. Have you played the Final Fantasy VII Remix yet? I played the demo for Rebirth and I liked it. Haven't gotten to play it, I've seen some stuff from it. It looks pretty good. I hope to get to play it one day. Opinions on arcade 1-up machines. I think they're cool, but I wish I had room for them. That's about how I feel on them. You give me a Mega Man Power Fighters 2 machine though, I'll find the room for it. Opinions on actual arcade places. I love them. I wish there were more in my town. I do enjoy an actual arcade, but the issue is most arcades are barcades, and I don't enjoy bars for the most part. So like the arcade part of it has to be really good for me to ignore the fact that it's a bar. And a lot of the barcades I've been to, like half the machines are broken, and it's always the ones I really want to fucking play. You know, for some reason the pinball machines always cost money despite the fact that everything else is free. Now that MatPat is gone, or so I've heard, as far as I'm aware that's the case, are you gonna bring back Theory/Creepypasta Addict? I can say with confidence that Creepypasta Addict is pretty much retired. I don't have a very spooky voice. I don't really read a whole lot of creepypasta anymore. Theory Addict, I don't ever really see that coming back. a fan theory would have to really catch my interest, and I feel like I'd have to have something to say about it. You know, MatPat came along and really changed up how fan theory videos are. He put a lot more production value, he put a lot more effort into it, and I was more than okay handing over the reins. You know, never say never, but probably not. What about What the Hell, You Know What Pisses Me Off, or some of the other shows you used to produce? So What the Hell was basically like You Laugh, You Lose compilations. I've had more than enough You Laugh, You Lose compilations get several million hits before being taken down. I'm kinda over that. That's a shitty feeling. The You Know What Pisses Me Off? It wouldn't come back in the way that I did it before. I feel like the old format's a little bit dated, you know, very influenced by Angry Video Game Nerd and Nostalgia Critic. However, if something pisses me off enough to want to make a video about it, then I definitely make a video about it. I don't know what that video would look like, but I do it. Would you rather? Oh boy, SSBS Fanboy always has some wild would you rather, so let's see how this goes. Would you rather run through a cornfield naked with a group of aliens chasing after you, getting ready to abduct you and possibly anally probe you, or acknowledge the tribal chief while reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the tune of Bye 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 by NSYNC while eating a huge bowl of chocolate pudding? Dude, one of those involves me eating chocolate pudding. One of those does not. Now don't get me wrong, as desperately as I do still want to break into Area 51 and fuck one of them there aliens, that doesn't get me chocolate pudding. Would you rather powerbomb Waluigi into a lit furnace or shove an elderly person down an upward escalator? Now I want you to just close your eyes for a moment and picture what the sound of powerbombing Waluigi into a lit furnace would sound like. That's funny. We're picking that. I don't want to do anything mean to old people, I just feel bad. Waluigi? Fuck him. I already want to put Waluigi in Smash, what's a little more trauma? Would you rather chokeslam Mr. Clean into a dumpster filled with vomit or Falcon Punch Cody Rhodes in the balls while wearing a spiked glove? Now, I don't feel like I could chokeslam Mr. Clean, and I don't feel like I would survive punching Cody Rhodes in the balls. However, there's a possibility that I chokeslam Mr. Clean, he bops his bean, and he never gets up again. Cody Rhodes is eventually gonna get up and want his revenge. I'll try Mr. Clean. Would you rather ride a unicycle through town while wearing a kilt and playing Green Hill Zone on the bagpipes, or shave your head and join a cult? Dude, that's another one that's so fucking easy. You mean to tell me that in one of these hypotheticals, I not only own a unicycle, but am capable of riding it, I own a kilt that I'm confident enough in wearing around town, and I can play the fucking bagpipes? I don't see the bad side here, brother. Do you still hate ICP? My opinions on ICP have softened a lot over the years. First of all, I live within like an hour and a half, 2 hours of them, and from what I understand, they're really cool dudes. They give a lot back to the community. I cannot be upset by that. Furthermore, ICP really did invent what it looks like to be an independent musician in this day and age, and you know, real has to respect real. They're not the first group I would put on, but there's even a few songs that I'm not like upset by. Don't get me wrong, they're not my favorite or anything, but I've made my peace with ICP. Next though, you ask about Iggy Azalea. Do not care for Iggy Azalea whatsoever. Everything about her just screams fake and manufactured to me. After that, you ask my thoughts about Ice Spice and Doja Cat, and I'll be honest, I don't really have them. I understand that they're musicians. I should probably check them out at some point, but at this point I've seen their faces so fucking much that I'm kinda sick of seeing their faces. Megan Thee Stallion slaps ass though. Where does Ed and Eddie rank among your top favorite cartoons? It's your number one. I'd have to really sit down and put time and effort into thinking what my top 5 would be, but I think I can say with confidence and gusto that Ed and Eddie are somewhere on that top 5. Is Russell Jimmy still your favorite meme? I don't know what my favorite meme is. I can say that Russell Jimmy's has surprising staying power. Like, I've used Russell Jimmy's several times this week. it has just become a part of my lexicon. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely the one that stuck with me. Do you still like butts? Yeah, butts are pretty cool, man. You still like hair? I still like hair. Hair is pretty neat. Do you like butts in your hair? I mean, I would rather have butts other places, but, you know, as long as it's cleanly, I'm not gonna complain. You like hair on your butts? Look, man, again, as long as you groom that shit, anything's on the table. Glad to have you back, homie. Can't wait to see more from you. And I am glad to be back. And I think that's about gonna wrap it for this video. If you guys have any questions for the next time I do one of these, I'm hopefully gonna do one in June, but I don't know how often I'm planning on doing this. This might be like every 2 months, every 3 months, but we're feeling everything out. But if you want your questions to be answered in the next unscripted video, go ahead and slap them down there. That about does it for me though. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if I've been telling people to like, comment, subscribe. I think I've become a bad YouTuber. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. The Brandon Brownson, signing out.